guys, what? Why are you so bothered? Stop. You're the fabricator, I'm the creator. Why we're sitting down in our house in Florida right now to give you this video is so Clyde can make a guest appearance. We were this close to being done with RVing. To all of you that donate your time to watch our crazy videos, and thank you for doing that, by the way, just do us a favor. In 2024, ask other people to subscribe and make comments, because we really do. I read the comments.
We get better with feedback.
We do. We get better with feedback. Can I get some feedback? Have you seen the movie Wine Country?
Offer you some feedback.
Offer you some feedback. Some feedback.
Ready for some feedback.
We did say that we would always be honest with you guys and not hide anything. We are full-time Florida. We're full-time Florida residents. And then we discovered Mountain Falls, the luxury RV resort in Lake Toxaway, North Carolina. We discovered that in 2012.
Yep.
Then they built the Ridge and it went crazy on fire. And so we built our cabin, our first cabin in 2016. We sold it to some great friends. And then we built, because we had 2 lots, we built next door. What we built last year, I say, is our masterpiece. It was our dream.
It's over the top.
It's over the top. And we love it, right? The best views. We love the park. We love being involved with the Mountain Falls community. And we meet so many great friends.
It's our new bus. Instead of a new Prevo.
Which leads to why we're making the decision that we're making. So we've had this great relationship with Featherlight. We did some ambassador work for them, and we were leasing from them and just actually having a lot of fun helping them with events and parks. And Jimmy Adams, who owns Featherlight, is probably the most fun owner of any RV company, bus, converter. He's just a great guy. He's a lot of fun. We were challenged with, okay, listen, we need to buy an RV again instead of leasing. We just felt that it would be smarter to buy something. We did not want to spend, let's say our budget was not going to be what a Prevo would cost.
It was not going to be $2.5 million, no.
Or $1 million, or $500,000. This is where we're getting to. Because we were like thinking, okay, do we even want to still RV? So we actually considered selling our beautiful cabin because we could make a lot of good money off of it right now.
Found a really nice house.
And find a nice house up in the mountains in North Carolina and just be done with RVing. But 3 times in the matter of 2 days, I heard this man tell our friends, I'm not done RVing. I'm not done RVing. We looked at possibly buying a couple used Prevo Featherlights. Older ones. But I was still like, I just don't want to spend $500,000 anymore in an RV, budget-wise. We're getting older.
And they were pretty dated.
Yes. And we were thinking, like, maybe it would be smarter if we bought
something new.
We call it the fiberglass.
Yes.
Best because you get snobby. A motorhome, an actual RV, right? And Mike's like, we'd have newer electronics. You could have a dishwasher again. We'll get to that point. So we kind of started thinking, well, maybe we just get something really inexpensive and park it on our lot, because you have to have an RV parked on your lot, a Class A. So the more we started talking about it, we started getting on every crazy website. RV Trader, you name it. Everything that you could get on website-wise. And then I kept doing Google searches.
We probably looked at 200 or maybe even 220 or 30 coaches online. And we were looking kind of like something in Newmar, like a Dutch Star. Or maybe an older King Air or something, London Air or something like that.
American Eagle we found.
We found an American Eagle that we just fell in love with.
Online. We didn't see it in person.
We called them and said, listen, we'll fly out to Las Vegas and we'll drive this thing back. And it sold in the time that it took us to call and get a hold of the guy.
Well, we had a budget. So the budget, let's start with that. The budget was...
The budget
was $300,000 or less. Preferably, I really wanted something around $250,000.
Yeah.
Now, I had things that I really wanted. I wanted a dishwasher again.
I did too, because they actually save water.
They save water. We entertain a lot. I cook a lot. So the dishwasher was important. We drink a lot of wine. We like our glasses to get all crystal clear. And then the other thing too is I wanted a square shower. When I say a square shower, we, for a long time, even in Newell's, had the showers with the curved door that was on the track.
European design.
I hated those.
And it looks really, really cool. They're terrible going down the road. It just wasn't for us.
I had PTSD with those showers.
Yeah.
We had a Newell that had one that drove me insane. So I was like, anytime Mike would go, look at this, I go, nope, curb shower, out. Well, then I would find something that I liked, and the first thing that Mike would say.
I really had my heart set on two things. If you've ever blown a steer tire in a motorhome, it's the one that I've hit the wall at over 200 miles an hour from a blown tire in a race car. That's not as scary as blowing a steer tire on a motorhome going down the road at 70 miles an hour. It's like a bomb going off. And I've had 3 steer tires blown. They were all on Newells. That was all before they updated and put the bigger axle and the bigger tires, the 365 tires on the front. I really kind of had my heart set on that. But when you get into that takes like Dutch Star and some of them out. Some of the older ones, but some of the coaches, and like the Tiffins, none of them have the big tires. Unless you get a Zephyr, you're not going to get the 605 Cummins. You're going to get the 450 or less.
And a Zephyr's over $500,000.
And a Zephyr is well over that. Even for a used one, you're going to spend that. And it didn't have a lot of the other things. When we started looking at them, like, it's not as nice as a lot of the Newmar stuff. And but don't get me wrong, Tiffins are great, and we have a few friends with Tiffins.
Most of our friends have Tiffins.
And they love them. And we ended up finding a Entegra Cornerstone. Well, I had heard, with a lot of these coaches, it's a 4-slide, so you just have no room inside when you're going down the road. And that was one of the wonderful things that we loved about having an H3. We could walk beside each other going down the hallway.
Well, we have a Doberman,
with the slides in, and we have a dog, a larger dog. And so we just decided that, Cornerstone was not going to work.
We were really worried about, can we walk around in this RV?
Can you get to the refrigerator?
Can you get to the bathroom?
Can you get to the bathroom? Because if you had to stop to go to the bathroom, we'd never get anywhere because she's got to stop all the time. If she just gets to go back there and go to the bathroom, it's no problem. Clyde and I, we can make time. Clyde has to pee. No, Clyde don't have to pee. You just want to stop. I'm not in a big hurry anymore. I don't have to go up the hill 55 miles an hour, but we tow an Escalade, and it's a heavy car. So my wish list is I really am in love with that 605 Cummins. That's what was in our last Newell, and it's just a great engine. And I wanted that, and I'd blown some steer tires in the past on a Newell, and they were the smaller tires, and I wanted the 365 tires. So in order to get the big engine and the 365 tires, you have to get a little bit more coach.
I would find something, and you would go, does it have the big tires? I'd be like, crap, no.
Well, before long, I knew which coaches had them and which ones didn't after a while.
Which kind of led into the
We got a lot more education than we used to.
I think that's the best.
To RVs.
I think that's the whole point. We like you said, we looked at like over 200 RVs online and realized that for $250,000, you're not going to get the big motor.
No.
And you're not going to get the big
Unless
tires.
you get something that's 15, 18 years old.
But then that took out the updated electronics that we both wanted. Then we kind of upped our budget. We were like, okay, well, maybe $300,000. And then our buddy Andrew Steele did a video of a 4Travel. You got hooked on a 4Travel.
I love that 4Travel. The only thing was wrong with it, it had the big tires, had big motor. Probably the nicest 4Travel I've seen that isn't brand new. Their new stuff's spectacular.
Oh, yeah. Out of our budget, though.
But it was a 13, and we have very good friends in the industry that work for all kinds of different. Dave Wall with Motorhome Exchange is a good friend. He says, "Man, if that's your last motorhome, then that's fine because you're going to get your butt kicked when you get ready to resell it because of its age."
We both agreed we were going to take our time to find our next RV. We were going to go down to Bradenton, Florida, look at the Motor Coach Exchange, I believe. That's where that 4Travel was.
Motorhome store.
Motorhome store, yes. The exchange was Dave Wall. Dave Wall sent us some awesome things to look at, but they had stupid things that we didn't like, like the curved shower or colors. I didn't like interior. And one of the things I didn't like about our last RV that we've been in for the last years, it was
really dark.
Dark inside, like the lightings.
You could turn every light on in there and still couldn't see.
Never felt like it was bright enough. I found an Anthem that I thought I liked at
We both liked it. The
Blue
colors,
Compass RV.
Everything in the photos was amazing.
Yes, and it was in Orlando.
Then we walked in.
Well, it was in Orlando. And so Mike goes, let's just get in the car. We went like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's just get in the car, go check it out. And I'm like, okay, cool. You can take me to dinner on the way home. And he's like, all right, great. We'll have a little date night. All right. It's the start.
Oh, shit. Here she goes.
It's the start of the adventure of finding the next Skinner RV. So we come and we look at it. And I was like, It had not been taken care of. They took good pictures. Let's just put it that way.
The photos was amazing. Lesson learned: when you really get serious about it, you got to go look at it in person. You know,
it just I am nitpicky. We clean, detail, and it just seemed like these people maybe had dogs that they didn't vacuum that often, and there was just some mold. Like
it should have been cleaned up a little bit before they let anybody see it. It just didn't show as well in person as it did online.
And then Scott, being a good salesperson, was like, hey, I mean, he basically said, go look at, did you look at this Cornerstone, Integra?
So it's a couple coaches over. So we walk in this thing and we both go, nah, I don't like the color of the furniture and I don't like this and that. And I said, the outside, this thing looks pretty good, but I don't know. And so I go over to look at a Ford Travel. We go in the Ford Travel.
It was gorgeous.
Unbelievable. Just amazing.
Gorgeous.
But it was about $100,000 over, and we just didn't want to stretch it out of our budget, what we felt like we wanted to spend. Yeah. And you got to remember something. This thing sits out in front of our cabin most of the time. It's a guest house. Yeah. And so I stayed in the Ford Travel, oohing and awing over that. Angie's gone.
Could possibly deal with this one. This isn't bad. It's nice and open. This isn't that bad, but these handles are driving me crazy. Mike is interested in this one. He likes it.
So I go looking around, looking at all these coaches. I go back up. She's inside that Cornerstone. So I walked back up in there, and she goes, this is kind of growing on me. She goes, I could do this. I could kind of cowboy it up a little bit.
There are some things that are interesting about this bus, or this RV, I should say, that it's got real quartz in it, which they don't do anymore, which it's very pretty. The woodwork is the way that they used to do it. They don't really do it like this anymore.
It's cheaper now.
It's a little cheaper now. So there are some things on this 2019. And Mike and I do love that kind of Western cowboy look.
Western, modern, or what? I like
modern, rustic Western is the term.
What the hell you're talking about?
I was making shit up.
You're speaking Japanese to me.
Good on Scott being a good salesperson, making me go back in there. Because like Mike said, we walked in, we saw chestnut leather seats, and we went, we want cream. And
then we sat in them and seen that the quality of the leather was way nicer than the brand new one.
I looked at Mike and I said, does it have the engine you want? And he's like, yeah. What about the tires? Yep. He goes, I want new tires on it, but yes, it's got the big, yeah.
I want new batteries.
And new batteries, yeah. And then the paint outside we liked. And so
all right.
it was, you're used to a Prevost paint job, which is going to be way upgraded than what you're going to get in an Integra. But for what it was, the big thing, though, it's a 2019.
I hate to go down this road, but I'm going down this road. It's a pre-COVID bus. Mm-hmm. For about 2 or 3 years there, they couldn't get supplies. They couldn't get anybody to work. The quality of a lot of people's coaches went downhill, mm-hmm. and the quality of the parts and pieces that they were putting in them wasn't at the standard that it was pre-COVID. And we said, we got to looking at the fit and finish of things. We got to looking at the quality of the cabinets. We got to looking at the quality. It has like a quartz countertop.
Real quartz countertops.
And it's got real cherry wood, not the cheap stuff.
And it's not shiny.
No, it's kind of classy. So we saw those things and then had a conversation with Jeff Williams that works
for Featherlight.
And Jeff says, oh, well, 19, that's going to be really good. He goes, because a lot of the people, there's a bunch of the folks that worked for Newmar that walked out and went to work for the Cornerstone folks, or the Integra folks. So he goes, that thing's built just like you were getting at Newmar, at the same quality. And it was.
we think we're going to have a great experience. We're excited about it. It's going to be new. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge because we are used to a bus. But we're going to take you guys along the adventure with us. We are going to do a test park. Basically, we're going to go from Orlando to Flagler, Beverly Beach, on the ocean is one of my favorite places to camp out. We're going to do 3 nights. We're actually going to move lots once just to pull the slides in and out, move over,
get it ready to travel, and
make sure the Starlink
move it about
works.
100 yards. We're an hour from Blue Compass over in Orlando.
Yeah.
And so whatever bugs it has, I can take it right back, let the shop go through it, get the bugs out, and then we want to have that thing really, really road ready before we take off to Atlanta for the race, and then on up to Mountain Falls, and then we're going to Bristol. Just there's a lot of places we're going to take it. And then after those trips, then we're going to do a hoe out west thing. So got to have all the bugs worked out before you head west, young man.
Basically, we bought a bus at the first damn place we went. We're such idiots. We were supposed to travel all around Florida looking at RVs, and the first place we went. But I think a lot of it has to do with them mutually working with us, the folks at Blue Compass RV, and Scott doing such a good job working hard to get us what we wanted, because Mike wanted new tires, because like I said, when you blow them, it's an experience. And we wanted all new batteries.
They never wear out, they time out, they age out.
And apparently they have a name for it, but basically it's like they go through the RV for you after you buy it. They're supposed to detail, now we'll let you know how they do. They're supposed to detail, clean, and listen, I'm a biatch when it comes to that. I'm not going to lie. I'm changing all of the handles in this RV. I could not take the cabinetry hardware. The cabinets are gorgeous.
She has to Angie-fy it.
I do. I am. So I'm going to put all new handle hardware.
I gave her
and new light fixtures.
And our friend Pam Morton a $500 budget, and they just laughed at me.
He said $5,000. I was like, okay, half of that is what I need. Oh, and then they're also supposed to do something where they like sanitize the water lines. I mean, it's supposed to be a really good service. We also bought a special warranty. We got to figure it out.
We'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I probably spent an extra $15,000 or $16,000, which is a lot. And normally extended warranties is bullshit. But in an RV, if a roof air goes out, that's not a big expense. And you don't repair them. You put another one on. Aquahawk goes out. It's a little more money. If you have electronic problems, that's when it gets expensive. When you start getting into electronics, it gets real expensive. And the first thing that we saw, there was cameras not working on it when we went up there. So they're replacing all that and making all that work. Well, if that breaks again, I want to be covered. You can spend a lot more than $15,000 on electronics quick. Out of all the Cornerstone people, all the Integra people that we talked to, they said they never had a problem other than a little electrical this or a little electrical that. So I'm like, okay, ding, 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 ring the bell. I hope that not a damn thing goes wrong with it and I just lose the money, because that means I don't have to be without my coach while they're fixing stupid stuff. But at the end of the day,
it is an RV.
It is an RV. And if you buy a brand new Featherlight, or you buy a brand new Integra, or whatever, anything, you're driving a house down the road at 70 miles an hour. You're going to have problems once in a while. So we feel like we got ourselves covered on that. I will keep you posted whether to buy the extended warranties or not.
And we'll do an honest review of what we think it really looks like. How well did they do with the whole detail, clean, spit and shine service that they offer when you buy from Blue Compass RV. We also use their financing, which I will say that was a good experience.
It was a good experience.
They were very easy to work with their financing. That was a ding, ding plus.
Here's something that we're going to do a little video on when we get the coach. We got a brand new Patriot 2 system and a brand new start out fresh, the new tow hitch from Blue Ox. And I've been using Blue Ox since really
forever.
Since 95
I was going to say, since you started in racing. They supported racing for years.
And for years and years and years, they would come to Daytona for the 500, and they would service all your tow bars and all that stuff. Now they have a system to where You can actually exchange your tow bar if you feel like it's aged out or wearing out or whatever, or they'll take it and rebuild it for you. It's a good company, and I felt like I just wanted to start with everything new and fresh and shiny and clean, and go Integra. Fingers crossed.
Stay tuned. We hope we're happy. Everybody we've talked to that owns Integras have said nothing but amazing things.
Integras and Newmars seem to have the best reputation for some reason. Me, I'm more of a 4Travel guy, but I'm telling you, Newmar has a hell of a reputation.
Yeah. Tell us what you guys think too, because even though we have made a purchase,
tell us what your coach
we might trade down or trade up at some point. So just tell us what your experience was shopping.
She won't trade down.
I might have to trade down at some point.